There is a silent war happening inside you, a war between the part of you that wants to rise and the part that is content to stay the same. This war cannot be avoided, it must be won. And it begins with the one skill most people never learn, the art of inner mastery. The ability to govern your thoughts, command your emotions, and direct your energy toward a definite chief aim. You see, success is not something you stumble upon. It is not reserved for the lucky or the chosen. Success is the natural result of becoming the kind of person who can attract and hold it. That begins inside. Before you can lead in the world, you must learn to lead yourself. When I studied the lives of over 500 of the most successful men in history, Carnegie, Ford, Edison, Lincoln, I discovered a pattern. These men were not flawless. They were not superhuman. But they had something few possess today. Control. Control over their impulses, control over their thoughts, control over the story they told themselves every day. This was the foundation of their power. In today's world, we are told to chase strategies, hacks, shortcuts. But the truth is, most men fail not because of lack of knowledge, but because of lack of discipline over the mind. They talk themselves out of greatness before they've taken the first step. They are defeated long before they are denied. So I ask you, what kind of conversation are you having with yourself? For the next few minutes, I want you to imagine that your mind is a kingdom, and your thoughts, they are the messengers. If the messages you allow to circulate are full of doubt, fear, weakness, and confusion, then chaos will reign in your inner world. But if those thoughts speak of purpose, strength, and vision, then your kingdom will begin to reflect order, power, and progress. This is where mastery begins, not with external achievement, but with internal alignment. Each morning, before the world pulls you into 1,000 directions, speak to yourself with authority, not arrogance. Authority. Speak like a leader speaks to his soldiers before battle. Calm, clear, certain. Say to yourself, I am not a victim of the day. I am the architect of it. Say, I do not chase comfort. I chase greatness. Then say, no matter what arises, I will respond with vision, not impulse. Because here is what most people forget. Your inner voice becomes your outer reality. What you whisper to yourself in silence becomes the life you live in public. But that voice, my friend, must be trained. And it starts with a simple 3-day practice that will change the trajectory of your mind. Day 1. Clarify. Get honest with yourself. What do you really want? Not what others want for you. Not what your ego pretends to want. What you truly desire deep down. The life, the identity, the legacy that would make you proud. Write it down. Not someday. Today. Define it in detail. Because a man without a clear vision will always fall victim to distractions. And distractions are the death of destiny. Day 2. Rewire. Every time a limiting belief enters your mind, don't entertain it. Replace it. If a thought says, I can't, replace it with, I am learning. If it says, I'm not ready, replace it with, I am preparing. This isn't delusion, it's redirection. Speak not just to where you are, but to where you're going. Day 3. Direct. Every urge, every impulse, every ounce of energy inside you must be channeled toward your definite chief aim. If your goal is greatness, then everything else is noise, especially the biggest thief of modern ambition, lust without direction. Let's talk about this. Because no man becomes great without conquering himself, and that means conquering the lower urges that enslave so many today. Pornography is the silent assassin of masculine power. It doesn't just waste time, it steals vision. It dulls the sharpness of your ambition. It convinces your mind to trade pursuit for pixels, legacy for lust, purpose for pleasure. And every time you give in, you tell your brain, I don't need to grow, I can be satisfied doing nothing. This is how warriors become weak. This is how kings become clowns. But here's the good news. You can change this. You can take your power back. That same desire that pulls you toward indulgence can be transmuted into fuel for your mission. This is what Napoleon Hill called sexual transmutation, the redirection of sexual energy into achievement, into art, wealth, creation, love, power, legacy. That fire in you, it was never meant to be wasted. It was meant to build empires. And if you want to master it, here are 5 tools to help you control the urge and transmute it into creation. 1. Movement overindulgence. When the urge hits, move. Physically change your state. Do push-ups. Go for a walk. Hit the gym. Desire lives in the body, so use the body to redirect it. 2. Build a creative ritual. Create a transmutation habit. When you feel temptation, open your journal and write. Make music. Build your business. Channel that surge into something that outlives the moment. Vision over stimulation. Keep your mission visible. Literally. Write your goals and place them where you see them daily. A man with a clear vision is harder to tempt. Cut off the source. Install blockers. Remove the triggers. If you keep poison in your pantry, you will eventually drink it. Don't fight the urge. Starve it. Delay equals dominate. Practice delaying gratification. Set a timer when you feel tempted. Say, if I still want this in 15 minutes, I'll revisit it. 90% of the time, the wave will pass, and your self-control will grow stronger. Every time you conquer an urge, you build muscle. Not just willpower, but spiritual muscle. You tell yourself, I am the master, not the slave. And when a man reaches this level of control, his energy becomes magnetic, his vision becomes focused, his presence becomes powerful. Because the world cannot ignore a man who knows where he's going. So I say this to you now, not as a lecture, but as a declaration. You were not born to be average. You were not born to waste your days drowning in dopamine and delay. You were born to rule yourself, to harness every thought, every desire, every ounce of energy within you, and forge it into greatness. Do not settle. Do not wait. Do not postpone the power you already carry. Today is your day to rise. Speak to yourself like a king. Act like a man on a mission. Move like the future depends on it, because it does. You have the mind, you have the fire, you have the blueprint. Now go build the life that only you can build. And if you're wondering where to start, start here. Start with structure. A powerful life is not created through random inspiration. It's built through deliberate, repeated action. Design your days. Every night before bed, write down your top 3 priorities for tomorrow. Not 10, not 20, 3. These are the actions that move the needle. When you wake, begin your day with intentional energy, not chaos. 2, win the first hour. Before you check your phone, check your soul. Spend the first hour of your day without distractions. Meditate, visualize, write, move your body. Read something timeless. This is where your mental armor is forged. Audit your time. For 1 week, track how you spend each hour of your day. You'll be shocked by how much time is stolen by distractions. Take that wasted time and reassign it to your purpose. Time, once mastered, becomes your greatest asset. Create a no list. Decide now what you will say no to. Say no to porn, no to gossip, no to scrolling with no intent, no to excuses. Every no strengthens your yes to greatness. Boundaries are not restrictions. They are declarations of value. Surround yourself with elevation. If you walk with sheep, you will bleat. If you walk with lions, you will roar. Audit your environment. Is it sharpening your edge or dulling your blade? Choose people, content, habits, and spaces that pull you up. That's 6. Track your energy, not just your goals. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I move with purpose today? Was I focused? Did I give my best? Greatness is not a single leap. It is the accumulation of daily integrity. Turn setbacks into strategy. Every time you slip, whether into distraction, temptation, or delay, pause and reflect. What triggered it? What system failed? Build a new guardrail. Setbacks are feedback. Use them as fuel for refinement. And above all, remember this: no one is coming to save you. No guru, no algorithm, no perfect morning routine. You are the hero you've been waiting for. Your past does not disqualify you. Your failures do not define you. The power to rise has always been within you, but you must choose to awaken it. You were born to lead, not just others, but yourself. To stand in front of the mirror and say, I am responsible, I am capable, I will not waste my breath making excuses because I was not built to crawl. I was built to conquer. And when the voice of doubt creeps in, and it will, look it dead in the eye and say, you do not control me. I have a vision to fulfill. I have a legacy to write. Let your pain become your fuel. Let your discipline become your fire. Let your daily habits become the hammer that forges your future. Because the greatest men in history didn't rise by accident. They rose by decision, repeated, reinforced, relentlessly. And now, It's your turn. So rise. Rise from distraction. Rise from defeat. Rise from delay. Stand up, shoulders back, chin high, spirit alive, and walk forward with the certainty of a man who has met himself and decided he will not be denied.